What's up, nerds, and welcome to a Mighty Morphin movie for our Mighty Morphin March. The original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995 stands out in a lot of ways for me. The suits have much more detail on them, the Rangers have weapons we never see before or after this movie, and, on a personal note, it was the first time I had ever actually seen Rocky, Adam, Aisha, or Tommy's White Ranger form. And even to this day, I have no idea who the heck this pig is supposed to be. But seriously, the first time I watched this movie was during the Power Rangers Super Legends Weekend event, where Nickelodeon would binge every Power Rangers episode at the time in order, including all of the movies. And at that time in my life, I never saw past Season 1 of Mighty Morphin, and saw very little of Season 1 as a fact. So I didn't know that Jason, Zach, and Trini ended up getting replaced. So you can imagine my surprise and utter confusion when I tune into Super Legends Weekend, watch this movie, and only know who half of the Rangers are. I mentioned the suits had a bunch of extra detail to them, but that's not a good thing for all of them. The movie version of the Alpha 5 suit was so awkwardly built that the poor Peter Marie Rickson, my apologies if I mispronounced that by the way, was barely able to even breathe while he was in the suit. He required a special breathing apparatus be installed just so he wouldn't suffocate during filming and rehearsals. That is messed up. If I had to choose between making a suit look more impressive and or realistic, or being safe to wear for my actors, I would choose the latter option every single time. No quality of visuals or anything like that is worth the livelihood and safety of my crew and cast. Thankfully, as far as drama goes when it comes to the making of this movie, that's about all I could find. And now we can just focus on the movie itself. Is what I would say if this movie didn't get flagged for showing any amount of this film. Instead, please excuse me for utilizing footage from video games to supplement what I can. I'll still do everything in my power to portray what happens in it with my words, but this way you don't have to watch a still slideshow. Consider this your official spoiler warning for the 1995 Power Rangers movie. If you haven't seen it yet and are planning to, come back to this video after you've seen it. Otherwise, let's kick things off. So the movie kicks off with Rocky, Adam, Aisha, Billy, Kimberly, Tommy, Bulk, and Skull getting ready to skydive off a plane. Literally, the second the Rangers touch down, they start rollerblading through town, even through a construction site where a bunch of random teenagers should absolutely not be allowed in. Speaking of that construction crew, they accidentally unearth a very strange seal, and knowing about all the monsters that have been attacking the city and all the powerful magic that Angel Grove has been assaulted by these past few months, years, however much time has passed, it's never really clear. These men have the intelligent thought to use their crane to open it. Now look, the astronauts in episode 1, they get a pass. They had no idea what that thing was, had no reason to believe it was dangerous. But these guys are stupid. Especially because the second they open it, a giant purple skeleton hand cradling a giant purple gooey egg rises out of the seal. And they don't even alert the police or anything, they just station their own men to guard it. And, well, we can see just how effective that is when Zed, Rita, Goldar, and random pig guy named Mordant walk up and crack the egg open to reveal the wicked sorcerer known as Ivan Ooze. Naturally, Zordon warns the Rangers about this threat, and they hurry to try and deal with him, unaware that he's already free. Ivan sicks his henchmen, the Oozemen, after the Rangers, which forces them to morph into action. Side note, they actually screw up the morphing order. They do Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, Mastodon, Saber-Toothed Tiger, White Tiger. But in the show, the correct order is Pterodactyl, Mastodon, Triceratops, Saber-Toothed Tiger, Tyrannosaurus, White Tiger. Does this matter at all? Not especially, but it did get noticed by me, so I feel entitled to point it out. Anyways, this is the fight where they introduced Stego Stingers, which is half taser, half ascension cable, I guess, as well as the Pterodactyl Thunder Whip, which is retractable. And honestly, I'd have loved to see the whip itself in the actual series. It looks like it would have been a lot of fun to use in various combat sequences. While trying to find the Oozmen who start hiding the moment they all morphed, the Yellow Ranger uses her Power Beam, which is the eyes on her helmet being used as headlights, while Rocky uses Power Scope, which is basically a scouter from Dragon Ball. These helmet attachments are cool and all, but they feel so limited in their usefulness that I'm not all that impressed by them. I feel like it would have been better if they showcased each of the Rangers having a different attachment. Like, give Pink Ranger sonar scanning, Black Ranger can have thermal scopes, Blue can read electromagnetic energy stuff, that kind of thing. Another thing this fight scene makes me realize is that, as extra as the Ranger suit actors were in the show, they're extra in this movie. A perfect example is a shot where Billy does 3 to 4 flips and a full 360-degree twirl just so he can help Aisha up to her feet. It's so over the top that it's impossible to take seriously, but in a good way. It comes off as so lovably goofy and so very corny Power Rangers that you can't help but laugh. Unfortunately for the Rangers, while they were dealing with the Oozmen, Ivan himself was breaking into the command center and destroyed it, deeply wounding Zordon, who apparently has a body in this movie, but don't worry about it. The less you think about it, the more it makes sense. With the command center destroyed, the Power Rangers have nothing. Morphers, gone. Zords, gone. Everything, just gone. Left with no other option, the Rangers have Alpha transport them to the distant planet of Phaedos to seek a new power. As the Rangers begin their journey, Ivan walks into the Bandora Palace and traps Zed and Rita in a snow globe. At this display of power, Goldar and random pig guy named Mordant join him instead. Ivan summons more Oozmen and molds them into the Tengu Warriors, commanding them to fly to Phaedos to finish off the Rangers. Interestingly, as far as I can tell at least, the Tengu don't actually look that different from their series counterparts, whereas all other recurring suits have some form of polish done to them. The Rangers reach Phaedos, and as they try to find the power, they're being watched by a cloaked figure from afar. Back on Earth, Ivan starts mass-producing his slime and handing it out to the kids under the guise of a wizard mascot character. Now, to the kids, the slime is perfectly harmless. But once their parents make contact with it, it brainwashes them into Ivan's obedient slaves. He gets all the adults in Angel Grove hard at work digging up his ectomorphicons. Think Insecticons from Transformers, except they don't have a humanoid form. With his ectomorphicons, Ivan plans to destroy all of Earth and move his conquest throughout the galaxy. Also, Halley's Comet is in its orbit around Earth. This is very important, and will come up later. Anyways, the Rangers travel aimlessly across Phaedos, all of them worried about Zordon and Ivan, when suddenly the Tengu attack them. Now, obviously they don't go down without a fight, but without their Ranger powers, they're no match for the Tengu, and ultimately get overwhelmed. It's then that the hooded figure reveals herself as a character straight out of Xena Warrior Princess. Seriously, how did that outfit get past the censors? I know it was 1995, but come on, people, at least give her some pants. She uses her staff to generate a high-pitched frequency that sends the Tengu into a retreat. She's about to beat the Rangers into pulp when Aisha mentions Zordon, causing her to halt and introduce herself as Dulcia. She grants them the abilities of Ninjetti and sends them in the direction of the great power that they seek. Along their way, they get attacked by a skeletal dinosaur-like creature. Tommy manages to defeat it with a cheesy one-liner before they come upon a pair of gargoyle warriors that they have to defeat. Once they have, they unlock the Great Power, restore the Command Center, heal Zordon, and have their Ranger forms restored alongside the Ninja Zords. Aside from the Ape Zord, they're all just 90s CG versions of the Zords from the show, with the Ape Zord actually looking like an ape! Good job! As the Rangers teleport back to Earth, Ivan's Ectomorphicons have been unearthed. No longer having a use for his enslaved minions, he tells them all to jump to their deaths. One kid, Fred, manages to convince a massive amount of kids as well as Bulk and Skull to try and save them. They intercept the adults at the construction site in front of a cliff that the adults are trying to walk off of. Fred tells the kids to try and push them back while he has Bulk and Skull help him go to the power hose, and he blasts the adults with pressurized water, forcing them back and washing the ooze's spell off of them. While this is happening, the Rangers use their new Zords to battle the Ectomorphicons in the city. And recapping this fight could never do it justice. It is a visual treat. Yeah, the CG's pretty dated, but this scene still looks dang good in spite of that. When they destroy the Scorpatron, I think it's called, Ivan fuses himself with the remaining one to fight back, and in response, the Rangers form the Ninja Falcon Megazord. They fight back as best they can, but they cannot make a dent in the guy. That's when Billy remembers that Halley's Comet is still in its orbit and suggests that they lure him into its trajectory. So the Rangers take the battle to space, but Ivan grabs their Megazord in a grapple and the Rangers can't shake him off. That's when Aisha presses the button, and he jerks Ivan straight in his ooze sack. I love that so freaking much. Not only is the Megazord able to kick someone in the nards, but the means to do so is one of those break glass in case of emergency buttons. Ivan goes flying into Halley's Comet, and while I cannot be certain, I'm pretty sure Halley's Comet exploded right along with Ivan. So in this subsection of the Saban verse, there is no more Halley's Comet because of the Power Rangers. Whoopsie! After that, everyone's celebrating the defeat of Ivan Ooze and the rescue of the adults. Meanwhile, on Bandora Palace, Goldar assumes Zed's throne. For all of 10 seconds before Zed and Rita reveal that they have been freed from the snow globe and enter the room. You know, for Goldar's sake, I'm glad this movie isn't canon, because I'm pretty sure Zed just killed him the second that the screen cut to the credits. And that's the film. For a first movie, Power Rangers had a pretty strong one. Most of the choreography is excellent, the suits look fantastic. So much so that for the longest time, the Yellow Ranger suit from that movie was on display in one of the shops at Disney World's Hollywood Studios. I would want to go to that shop as a kid all the time just to stare at that suit in awe. And it was such a sad day when I learned that they no longer had it on display. But it's alright, I've forgiven them. Mostly. The story writing is also really good. All the jokes land, Bulk and Skull only have enough screen time to let them be endearing without becoming annoying. Ivan is honestly really funny and a great laugh. The Zords and Ectomorphicons look pretty good for the time, and again, getting to see the Zords fight like a team the way they did was a real treat. It's honestly enough to recommend the movie just to watch that one scene. I can easily give this movie an 8 out of 10. Honestly, I feel like the poor aging of the CG for the climactic final battle is the only thing that keeps this movie from getting a near, if not perfect, score. And the only reason I make such a claim is because, thanks to Once and Always, we now have newer CG that we have to compare it to. Without that comparison, it would not be significant at all. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Check out my buddy Tyler Crux. He does a lot of fun stuff on his channel, like his Dead Island Let's Play. Definitely check that out if you haven't already. We collab all the time, and he's always a major help in getting these months up and off the ground. Catch you later, nerds, and may the power protect you.